Let me ask you something. Have you ever gotten an idea or saw something that got you so inspired? And in that moment, you knew this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. And you were just over the moon about it. Maybe you saw somebody who had moved to Bali and started a business and they were living their dream life. Or maybe someone who started a farm and they bought an old house and built, had some cows in the back or whatever it may be. Just you saw something and you said, you know what? This is what I need to be doing. And so you get excited about it. Maybe you told your friends and family about it. You start investing money in it, maybe, or you buy a course. Maybe you even hired a coach. Who knows? But the thing is that excitement is there and it's so potent. You feel like you could blast off from how excited you are. And then life starts to happen. Maybe work gets really busy. Next thing you know, your kid gets sick, or you've got a project come up at work that didn't go well, or you weren't feeling well, or you had cramps this week, or your mom was not feeling well, whatever. Just life begins to happen. And then all of a sudden your idea starts to slide by the wayside. And over time, that spark and that excitement that you had about the idea starts to gently, slowly, and quietly fall away. All the way back to where you're scrolling one day and looking for inspiration and trying to figure out, what am I going to do next? And before you know it, you've got some ideas piled up like a graveyard of bones of ideas that you've had in the past that you never fully took advantage of, even though they were great ideas. Or maybe you're that person with so much talent, and for some reason, you just never can get off of the beginning point. Maybe you had some motion for a little while. Maybe some things happen for you here and there, but for whatever reason, you know that you hold yourself back. You've got these huge dreams and there's so many things that you want to do with your life, but for some reason, you just can't take the step. You want it. You see it. You can imagine it. Everybody around you knows that you deserve it. They know that you're the most talented one in the bunch, but for some reason, you just can't. You just can't move. Maybe this sounds like you. If it does, if any of these things that I just described sound like you, I want you to understand that there's nothing wrong with you. The problem is that you haven't understood what's going on underneath the surface. There is a mechanism in your body that has been there your entire life, older than any human being on earth. This system contributes to how you feel, how you move, what you decide, what you think, and eventually how you live your entire life. What I'm about to tell you is going to change everything for you. Your body has a built-in alarm system. Now, this alarm system only has two modes. Am I safe or am I not safe? It doesn't listen to logic, it doesn't listen to your thoughts or your ideas about what might be good for you. Two modes, safe or unsafe. We're going to call this open or closed, right? It lives in your body. It makes decisions before your brain even realizes that there's a decision to be made. So because it has these two modes, what is open? Open is when you're feeling safe, you're feeling secure, you're feeling like your best self. You're feeling like, you know what, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel awesome. Things are going well for me. And the version of yourself that you know that you are. And then what is closed? Closed is when you're procrastinating. Closed is when you feel blank. You feel exhausted. You're scrolling. You just can't get started, right? Closed is when your body has decided that something feels too big or something is a little bit too much, right? The only priority at that point is to keep you where you are and keep you safe. This isn't laziness. This doesn't mean that there's a problem with your motivation or discipline. This is just your body, this system inside of you doing its job. This system is called your nervous system. Now remember I said it doesn't care about your thoughts or your opinions or logic. Your nervous system responds to those two things, safe or unsafe. Now, most people, when their nervous system gets activated or what we'll call dysregulated, they go through that. They might have had an argument with a friend or a tense meeting. They get dysregulated and then they're able to go back to their normal state. But for some of us, we live in the dysregulation part. We never really ever go back to the safety part. Remember, open or closed. Now, this is a little bit different because it stopped being a response for us and it started to become our default. It feels like your body just learned that change is risky, being seen is dangerous, being loved is dangerous, having a home is dangerous, whatever it may be. There's so many different things that your nervous system can learn is a danger or closed. And once it does, you live your entire life according to that rule. And you don't even know that that's what's happening because this is a natural reaction. This is just what your body does. This thing is unsafe or that thing is unsafe. Your nervous system has built a pattern. And it's going to run even when you really, really want something. It's the thing you want most in your life. And you make vision boards about it. And you say affirmations about it. And you read books. And everything in your life is built around this thing that you truly want. But your nervous system has already decided long ago that this thing is unsafe. And guess what? It's going to be stronger than you. And it's going to work against you and win every single time until you are aware of what it is. It's really important for you to understand this one thing. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not broken. You are not lazy. The problem is that you haven't figured out how to get your nervous system to understand that the thing that you want most in your life is safe. And it's not going to come from more 75 hard or some discipline challenge or an accountability partner. It's going to come from repeated small moments of safety that you use to train the system to understand that what you really want is safe. You have to teach your nervous system, not through words, not through journaling, through feelings of safety, that what it is that you want is okay to have and won't harm you. Because remember, it doesn't have a bunch of questions. It just has one. Am I safe or am I not safe? So what I want you to do now is I want you to think about the one thing that you truly want to do with your life. The big scary thing, right? The thing that is the best case scenario for your life. I want you to just close your eyes and just take a second to think about what that thing is. It could be anything. It could be being a singer. It could be being a doctor. It could be being a mom. It could be anything that you want, traveling somewhere, whatever it is. Feel it for a moment. And I want you to start noticing, did something tighten? Pay attention to your body. Did your breath get a little smaller? Did you feel something that felt a little weird in your chest or in your stomach? Did you feel tightened a little bit? Or did you feel relaxed? Sometimes we can call that doubt. We can say it was a little bit of anxiety because it's such a big goal or whatever it is. But what I want you to notice is that your nervous system picked up on what it was you were thinking about and already has made a decision on if that thing is safe or not. And you can feel that in your body. You can feel when your nervous system has made a decision about something. That is closed mode in real time. And now you have a name for what that is. This is a lot to take in. And once you start to understand it, it's like once you see it, you can't unsee it. When you start to understand what your nervous system is doing and why, you go back into your life with new eyes. You have a new understanding about what's happening when you decide to lay down on the couch instead of filming that video. Or when you decide to spend money because you have just a little bit more in your bank account than you're used to having. So you feel like you got to hurry up and go out and spend it to get back down to a number that you're used to. This is all your nervous system. So when you first figure out this information, I always say it's a gift and a problem, because it's a gift and you understand like, wow, so this is what's been going on with me. It's not that I didn't have the drive. I was always that girl or that guy, but I just didn't have this understanding. It's a gift when you understand it, but there's also a problem. The problem is how to get past it, how to figure out how to move past this thing once you do know what it is. I built something called Decoded. Decoded is a workshop that I created that goes through exactly what we're talking about here. Because if there's awareness without a path forward, it's its own kind of pain. It's its own kind of problem. What you need is to understand how to teach your nervous system that the life that you want is safe. I want you inside of Decoded because I know that me sitting here is proof that it works. Everything inside of Decoded I have done myself to be able to sit here and talk to you. To be completely honest, it has taken years for me to be able to be comfortable enough sitting in a chair and talking to you like this. No matter what I wanted, despite what gifts I had, despite what I felt like I should be doing with my life, I couldn't do it. And so the fact that I'm even sitting here talking to you and having this conversation about anything is proof that what's inside of Decoded works. I look forward to having you. Take care.